Greetings, fellow ground dwellers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ratopia, Episode 4, Cave Spelunking. Alright, so the best thing I can do to make the process of getting that wheat stepwell going is to make sure that the materials are in and delivered. In fact, I will start to do the building manually myself. I'll carry dirt up and get it built. Yeah, you're the mason. A hardy militant? Yes. You are built to fight. Also, I have a mission to level up prosperity. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That will come in time. And I think, now that we're at 15 pop, I'm going to put a moratorium on adding any new people until we have our food situation, because as you can see, it's dropping. Our food situation's sorted. And the new person is obviously going to be really good militant or guard for us. I'm just not going to employ them as that just yet, because I need more building worker help. So this wheat and well project is going to be the first one where I try to build it somewhat efficiently and intelligently, rather than everything up until this point has been like a scramble for just the basics. Oh, we already have the dirt. Plop. Okay, I'm gonna need to start bringing rock up here. I can also start to set up infrastructure. So that means getting a water tank built here. Getting a ladder built for another floor if we need it. Have this water tank feeding mini storage. And then the mini storage feeding a grain farm, which requires lumber. So I need some lumber. And also we're going to want grass fields. So grain farms keep us fed and also keeps bunnies fed. Grass fields will keep the weaving station fed and also the bunny farms fed. So we're going to need a bit of both. And then we'll have the well there. So the other thing that I could work on is getting spider webs. Getting dew webs so that we can collect morning dew. So the way to collect water is to either have dew webs do it or to rely on rainwater. And I like doing both because it makes it so that there's, more water security. And as I said, I'm going to have a moratorium on adding migrants. But at the very least, what I can do is I can queue up a nice set of migrants so that when I have food production, we have them. So I'm going to send this group away. I didn't like them. Is there room types? No. So now that gravesite will have an active path to us, so they won't tunnel. There's one more grave enemy site somewhere below us. I don't know where it is, which is causing tunnelers, but I'm not too concerned about it now that we have 2 guards. Ooh, and a new material, limestone. Oh, and halite for salt. This will help with research points, I guess. And also sandstone. Whole lot of materials to be added. Limestone can be ground down to be able to make lime, which is useful for a whole bunch of stuff, but like namely iron, for instance, or farming even. I think. Is it lime? It's bone. I think it's bone, lime, and water. All right, come on, spiders. Where are you? Here's another underground tree area. I'll grab the halite. Halite is not going to be particularly useful for us for a bit. It's mostly used for salts for, like, middle-class foods. Wow, thank you for the resub, Curasato. Yeah, it's been a full year. Time flies, doesn't it? And just for the research, I'll get the sand as well. This wasn't sandstone, it was just regular sand. Not the spider webs I was hoping to find. Optimistic and athletic? I like you. So I will let them wait. Everyone has a bed. So yeah, I'm done checking up on the migrants periodically now. Let's continue searching the underground. So I'm looking for spider webs so that I can have dew collection up in my stepwell to increase the amount of water that we have. Because wheat farms and grass farms and florists, they go through water like nobody's business. I don't believe I've collected slate either, so I could collect my first slate for some research points too. I see some slime. That's usually an indicator of frogs. And then we also have, I see here, we've got some silkworms and jungle trees, so there's a new biome over there that I haven't found yet. So that'll be a first. The other thing that I could do as a stopgap measure is to hire a hunter and hire a butcher for some basic meat. And that will keep us fed. So I'll probably set that up as I explore for dew webs and get the stepwell set up. Oh, and there's a beehive over there too. I can see it on the minimap. And snails. Cool. So jungle trees are like, they produce a different type of timber, which can be useful for getting rubber and also making efficient rope, which is nice if you have rope lifts. And here's a snail spawner and a silkworm spawner and a bee hive. Bunch of really nice things to find, none of which is what I was set out for. So I'll cut down the jungle tree so that one of my workers collects the wood at some point. And then the further tree in, I'll cut down and grab the seed for science. And also I can replant it and produce rubber from it at some point. I suppose I could kill a silkworm and kill a snail so that someone can collect them. If you leave the spawners in place, they will obviously respawn and reproduce, and you can gather more of them. As you can see, they popped up already. And then there's slime that I can into. I think that's a new material. So there's a lot of science and exploration, as you may have noticed. But for now, I'll just collect this slate. And I also leveled up to a new strength so that I can hold 5. But here, my people are already gathering the stuff that I've happened upon. I can make better tools for myself, I just haven't unlocked that yet. Migrants. Oh, right, I already checked this. Let them wait. If you want better stuff requires you to get a furnace, for the most part. There's some equipment that doesn't require a furnace, but I'll unlock the furnace, and then it also requires you to get a royal forge. I think it would be wise for me to get better equipment for myself, so I'll work towards that. Alright, let's check up on our step well. I didn't find webs yet, but probably most of the infrastructure needed for the well has probably been placed, so I need to issue more construction orders. So this mini storage here, what I'm going to do is manage it. It is going to not store anything and not release anything. I basically don't want it to have stuff yet because it's going to be designated for just water. It's essentially going to be, and maybe wheat. It's essentially going to be dedicated for this task. Okay, so they haven't been building the blocks at all. Got it. Alright. That doesn't interact with the tree at all, and that will start collecting water. And I'll improve upon that design as time progresses, but that's what I want them to build. A crime has occurred. Time to put someone in the clink. Also, another table, I think, would be nice to have. Make sure people eat on tables. But, let's get a prison. That was another reason for the masonry. Because I can't do anything with our criminal until I have a prison. But go. So eventually you can get a police officer to, of course it's Homunculus' first person to need to be arrested. To be able to manage this automatically for yourself. But for now, I'm just going to manage it myself. Oh, and we have a battle coming. So I should also probably rest. So Homuncular, I'm going to arrest you and stick you in the prison cell next to the toilet. And they will automatically get reformed. You know, because there's a battle coming, hey, Fangface, do you want to try to train to be a guard before the battle comes? I don't know if there's enough time, but if there is, you'll join us in the defense. And I'm going to do a little resting. Now, I did mention wanting a school in order to be able to provide extra services for people. Sorry, fish. I'm gonna stick the school here. I like to have the surfaces very close to the main trunk line, which is where people frequent the most, so it's very easy for them to fulfill their services. A lot of this needs to be redesigned at some point. But I'm also going to help Steel Boot get the water out of the way. Oh, another criminal? Double Dwarf, not you too! Providing extra happiness will help with this. So if we check the details here... Your happiness wasn't that low. You're pretty satisfied. I think the least satisfied was like your tax bracket is not great, but I wasn't really doing wrong by you, per se. Alright, we do have a fight coming, so I'm gonna hang out by home, and then as soon as this fight's over, I'll go exploring for more spider webs, because I found a lot of novel materials down below, but no spider webs to speak of. That's a lot of water just sitting there. There is a bathhouse, but it's not for poor mice. It's for only the wealthy. Our storage is linked? Not exactly, no. I will be setting up more storage, but I'm not working on that right now. Reminder to the people that are sort of newish to the channel, I work on whatever's up here, and really nothing else. It's even described in the details. The priorities are voted on, and if it's not a priority, it's to be voted on for the future. Alright. People are getting wounded. Working on it. And there's one that's severely wounded, which will need rescue. Generally, they're, like, not going to bleed out too quickly. But it was Wishbringer. I'm going to bring Wishbringer to a bed to heal him. And it looks like Guero's about to go down, too. This is a pretty good indicator that I need to create more of a trapped path so that traps can deal with doing a lot of the damage in these attacks rather than having it be my guards, because traps don't get wounded, they get damaged and they get repaired. It also doesn't really matter what bed they bring them to. You bring them... Oh, there's someone else that's... yeah. Bangface and Guero, both of you? Right? Because they'll, once they recover, they'll get out of whatever bed it is. Just picking them up in this way stabilizes them so they don't bleed out and die. Because once they're dead, they're gone. So, like, for instance, I think Wishbringer was on someone else's bed, and they just, like, slept on the ground. It's not great, but it's... the bed ownership doesn't change. Alright, another criminal. We'll Steel Boot. Steel Boot's getting the steel cuffs. Okay, back to looking for the webs for the water well. Gotta be down here somewhere. Where are you, Spideys? So I think the best thing I could do is take the path of least resistance to cover the most ground. So going through like grass and dirt, it's going to be easier. We have a bit of a drought. Found some joy flowers. Found another grave. This might be the grave that's attacking us. So that means that if I provide a path for them to reach us, instead of digging a hole and like kind of arriving at the base immediately, they will walk there, which is going to stagger the attackers so that I don't have like everyone attacking me all at once. They arrive a few at a time, which is a lot more manageable. Oh man, I don't really have a lot of leaves in storage. So the other thing is you can't queue up things that you don't have in storage. So if I had 0 leaves in storage, I wouldn't even be able to build these ladders here. Even though I have leaves in hand. Man, I am not getting lucky trying to find spiders. Yeah, I get joy flowers and silk, not spiders. I might try the other direction, because this direction looks to be more bees and actually, there might be a point of interest north of me, though. There's a gray box on the minimap. I want to take a look at that. It could just be a stone. No, it's something. I'll take a look. Oh, we have papyrus and bone. So it's a new biome that I'm heading into. Oh, yep. That's a special event mine. I'm nowhere near being able to do that at the moment, but that provides a unique resource for crafting in there. So it's useful to know about for later. More fish. No spiders. All right. Well, I'll grab a unique resource. So I'll harvest some sandrock, which is essentially sandstone. I'll harvest some bone. So this is so that my haulers can eventually haul this back to base. And I'll also get some papyrus. Oh, and there's gold here too. Got some papyrus. I'll get a little bit more papyrus. I can hold 5. And I will start looking for spiders the other way. Oops, not that way. Yep, some Borkin. Alright, it looks dried out here. So, still boot, you're fired. And instead... we'll put an optimistic Udagal as the school teacher. Oh, actually, no. I can't do that yet. Schools require tools, and I don't have tool production. So, I'm going to need to get tool production first. Unlock a wood workshop. Alright, how we're doing up here in the stepwell? Because I can start the stepwell even without the dew collecting. Without the spider webs. Oh, you know what? I think there's a pathing problem delivering the... yeah, let me... this should work. I sort of queued it up wrong, which is why progress wasn't being made. I'll add that rock in later. That will get them started. My bad. Hey, Magenta Fairy. Thank you for the resub, and yeah, this game is cute. It's challenging in its own way, but it is certainly cute. All right, let's heal, and then I'll go looking eastward for spiderwebs. We just got our first slime. Someone automatically delivered that, which is nice. I even collect taxis in my sleep. And definitely getting insufficient foods. So let's deal with that. By bridging the gap for now. Which means getting a butchery and a hunter's hut. Because there's plenty of bunnies around, so there's plenty of meat to be had. So what I'll do is I'll just butcher bunnies for meat until I have the capacity to set up farms. We had some unfortunate slowdowns. Oops, I don't want to actually kill their bunny warren. Some unfortunate slowdowns. With finding spiderwebs and getting the step well set up, but I'm not worried. It's easy to feed people in a pinch. Good old-fashioned butcheries. Because bunnies yield a lot of food. Alright. In order to feed quickly, I'm going to set up like a really efficient butchery. Just as a stopgap measure for our food crisis. Which means a mini storage and a butchery. So the mini storage will store only meat and rabbits, and then the butchery will just butcher for meat alone. And then as soon as I got that going, I'll get a hunter's hut collecting the hunting bunnies automatically. They might get a little hurt, and I might need to rescue them from time to time if they get overhurt, getting too much damage. But that will keep us fed enough for now. And you can see all of the builders moving the resources to the step well. So that step well is underway. So details, stored. We're going to go with bunnies only for now. And then new, because as soon as we butcher bunnies, we'll get meat. But release, we can release bunnies and new as well. So some storages could be store only, where it doesn't release the materials back. Which is a way for you to, for instance, store a resource you don't want to be used. So like if you have two different furnaces, both melting gold, one of the gold goes to the mint, and the other gold just goes to permanent storage for crafting purposes, like that'd be a way. I'm just hypothetically proposing a way that you might want to do it. Or to have like a butchery, two different butcheries, one feeding, or two different butcheries, one feeding like meat to feed bats, and one butchery making leather for tanning or something. Like, that way you have resource production chains that are controlled. All right, butcher. Production efficiency steel boot. We'll go, and they're butchering rabbits for raw meat. All right, let's also get the hunter. So I will build a little hunting perch here. Oh, and I need grass for that. I don't have a bed missing. I checked when I hit 15 pop. Homeowner 100%. There we go. Little hunter's camp. Directly on where the bunnies spawn. Which will make it easy. And Steel Boot is already butchering. So as soon as we get some raw meat out of that, we'll add it to that storage, and it will solve our hunger problem. And the step well is making some progress. This will make sense once I have the dew collection. Actually, I don't need that. But it wouldn't be terrible to have more ladders so that we can move around a little bit quicker. Oh, we're being attacked. Let's hope this next fight goes well, because I feel like as the difficulty has been ramping, I haven't really focused on defenses quite as much, as we're, you know, diverted attention for food. All right, Iron Boot, did you finish? No, not quite finished butchering. Come on, get back to work. Where are you going? I might want 2 butchers. Yeah, I'll double the butchery for now, just so that we don't have hunger problems. And the other thing I could do is, oh, here's a hunter. The other thing I could do is just to collect some grain that would otherwise probably not be collected. Like all the way out here. And bring that home. So as you can see, the bunnies do fight back, and it will harm the hunters, so they will occasionally require rest or healthcare or something like that. But we should start to have meat. So here we go, stored. Set this up for meat. Oh, no, we haven't, because he's still not finished. Steel Boot, what the hell, man? Get back to work. Where'd he go? Oh, here he comes. Finally. He went to, like, fulfill his needs or whatever. Okay, there we go. First raw meat. And now I'm going to set this storage up, oops, to have only the butchery, raw meat, and rabbits. And then likewise, I can go down here onto the main storage And say it not to have rabbits or raw meat, but to release the rabbits and raw meat so that we can pull rabbits and raw meat out of there, but we can't put them in. That way they don't get stuck in there. But I can just move the rabbits myself. And it looks like we're about to get the second butcher. Alright, I'll top my health up because we're about to have a fight. So I'm going to focus on the eastern attack first. And then get down south. Help them with the defenses. So basically solid that. No problem. So there's still one more group tunneling. And then the other group I think is walking. Royal went down. Easy save. Oh, did they destroy a block? Yeah, they did. Dang. Aggressive little attackers. Okay. Guero stabilized. Now I'm going to go help Fang and... Oh, Fang and Wish defeated. We won. Oh, no, there's one more group coming from the west. One more attacker, rather. But I think he just got killed, too. So that fight actually went better than the last time. Probably because my 3 guardsmen are just tougher, higher level attacks than before. Or the fact that I didn't have 2 groups of tunnelers. Because I created a valid path for one of the 2 tunneling groups to get there. So the meat is going back up. That's good. And we're going to get another butcher here. Just to make sure that we don't run out. And then as we start to collect water, we'll transition more to grain, because grain's going to be easier to provide in mass. As you can see, water's already starting to gather there. As the step well expands. And the wider the wider the step well, the more water that we will collect. So we can actually see the extent of the tree now. So I'll build this out 3 more. Actually, I'm only going to do 2 on this side, so that if it overflows, it pours out to the east, rather than pours out onto my base. Can you eat the snails? So if you take a look at the food source here, for what people want to eat, you can see, for the poor people, they want grain, fish, anglerfish, milk, meat, mushrooms, or berries. So the answer is no. Because of our citizen makeup, they don't eat snails. The next thing I'm going to need to do is to collect enough wild wheat to start grain fields. I know I've been working on this a while, but this is kind of a backbone of a growing city. Oh, that's not what I'm doing right now, though. How do you get richer rats? I'll talk about that later when it becomes irrelevant. Kind of getting ahead of us. But essentially, providing them the necessities, the joy, the happiness, and then also let their wealth build up. But right now, the reason why I don't have a middle class is largely because their necessities aren't being met. So if we take a look, I am not providing pottery, leather sacks, bat potions, oil, candles, or regen potions to allow them to become middle class. That's pretty much the bottleneck at the moment. Maybe it's also wealth, but definitely I haven't touched necessities at all. So I know for a fact that that is a constraining factor. All right, so with that step well going, I'm going to go back to looking for spider webs, because our butchers are being able to provide some food for us. Also, another thing to note is, like, pathing gets a little wonky in the game, where, like, Rylus definitely has a bed, he's just not using it. And that's, like, a typical bug that I see. And that's not a mistake that I've made, it's just they often don't use their beds. Like, you can literally have their bed next to their workplace, and sometimes they just won't use it. Just game bugs. To be ignored. It's something that needs fixing. But yeah, richer rats will happen when you don't tax them as highly, or they have higher paying jobs, or they produce higher wealth products. There's a bunch of different ways to grow wealth in this game. So, like, for instance, if I had I have a criminal. If I had a mouse that was working a furnace and they were producing gold ingots are worth a lot. So whenever that mouse, or rat rather, puts that ingot into storage, they're going to get paid for it more highly than a mouse, like, doing something not worth as much. For instance, butchery. Alright, I think this was the last tunneling path, so I'm going to provide them a clear path to get to our base, and then we won't be tunneled. Wow. Let me go into capture mode to see if I can't spot anything. Nice to see. Another beehive. I don't see spiders really anywhere. I might need to go deeper. That's going to be my assumption. I'm going to go down a little bit. Back to the main path. Try down here. Oh, I kind of hear something skittering. Oh, berry bushes. That might be frogs hopping. Oh, that's another spawner. So now it has a valid path. Oh, I've been down here. I just made it I gave it a nicer, closer valid path that I don't want to do, because that would make them able to reach me quicker. I'd rather have them take a while. So berry bushes are another thing that you can gather as a food source. Oh god, another spawner. Jesus, I need to start clearing these spawners out. Silkworm and snail just got delivered for the first time. Nice. And I will tell my my unemployed to come collect berries from the berry bush. Alright, I think the sound I hear might be what I'm looking for below me. So many spawners. So one way to deal with these spawners is to get a squad tent, and then to be able to draft my fighters and command them to come essentially spawner clear. To reduce the amount of attacks. And I'll probably want to get that done soon. God, where is this? I've played a few different maps and I've never had... Okay. Looking at the minimap, this is just like a solid chunk of stuff. Possible... Oh! We got a water. Okay. That's good to know. Boy, oh boy, I've never had this much trouble dew collecting. I would say maybe looking around here is probably going to be the most fruitful, because this is just like a solid chunk of materials. It's going to take me a long time to clear through that. Thank you for tuning in to Ratopia, which originally streamed live on Twitch, January 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, a link can be found in the description of the video or also at Rhadamant.com. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Radizens.